This is the pumpkin spice whiskey I made 1 month ago. Yes, it was a novelty. I admit that. But, I think there's some interesting things we might be able to learn from it. How's it going, chasers? I hope you're having a kick-ass week. I'm Jesse, and this is Still It, and this is the pumpkin whiskey I made not long ago with, of course, a sample. I'm going to put a coin on top of that, or the bugs are going to get it before I do. But I made this around about a month ago, and I want to taste it here and now for a couple of different reasons. One is it's doing some interesting things. It's doing some really nice things, and it is doing literally some interesting things that I think you might find interesting. But also, I'm a little bit stuck in it, and I'd be keen to get your feedback and ideas because I'm a little bit stuck, to be perfectly honest with you, on this one. Don't know if I can rescue it. Maybe it is a case of changing the process to improve it next time. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, sorry guys, sorry. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I made a pumpkin spiced whiskey with real spices and real pumpkin, a buttload of real pumpkin actually, for October, so on and so forth. You get the idea. No longer important. That's over. If you don't want to watch how I made it though, you can check the video up here. I'll put a card for you. You can pause this video, watch that, and come on back. Anyway, shall we get stuck in? Shall we? Let me tell you. All right. Here's the things that are good. The wood is starting to show up in the way that I was hoping it would show up. I feel like maybe there's a little bit of cooking spice coming from the wood, but mostly it's those roasty, toasty, heavy char flavors that show up with, funnily enough, a heavy char. It's not going through to smoky. It's definitely not peppery or spicy. And when I say spicy, it's not like hot, chili spicy at all. There could be some baking spice showing up from the wood. It's a little bit hard to tell because there's a buttload of spice in there and there's kind of different layers of it. Whether or not any of it is coming from the wood, I'm very happy with the level of spice. So all the traditional, pumpkin spices are in there. None of them are out competing any of the others. None of them are, missing or absent. You can taste all of those spices in there. You can pick them out. To be fair, the spices are definitely heavy for a whiskey, but that's kind of what I was going for here, right? Now, I'm going to tell you the bad thing about this, and this is going to be for educational purposes. I did it on purpose, really, guys. You know what else is for educational purposes? Today's sponsor, Skillshare, is an online learning community with thousands of kick-ass courses where you can learn new skills and deepen existing passions. Skillshare classes combine hands-on feedback and class projects with short, easily digestible videos that'll fit any schedule, so you, no matter what you're doing, can carry on learning. Just for a taste, guys, here's a few of the topics that are covered on Skillshare: photography, videography, illustration, design, and even things like cocktail making and cooking. I've been watching Crafting a Consistent Brand by Chris Fredericks, and it has made me realize, and well, remember that honestly, I haven't looked at or touched or really even thought about the branding of my channel and my company in quite a while. And to be fair, past Jesse did a good job kind of getting things on the right track, but it's been nice to have a bit of a kick in the pants and be re-inspired to keep thinking about the little things and keep investing time and effort into further improvement of the brand. So if you're interested in joining up on Skillshare as well, the first 1,000 Still It subscribers that hit the link in the description down below are going to get a free month trial. Guess what, guys? You can cram a lot of learning into a month. Anyway, back to the learning moment that I graciously crafted and created completely on purpose for you guys. I didn't. This is not what I was hoping for with this whiskey. Here's the problem. I was trying to avoid the green pumpkin flavor. That's what I was trying to avoid. The big thing I did not want was that you just cut into a pumpkin, especially like a crown pumpkin, or even some of the squashes, and it kind of has the, I don't know, man. It's sort of like wood sap and green grass mixed together. That's the sort of flavor that I really didn't want, which is why I roasted the crap out of all the pumpkins, trying to get that hearty roast pumpkin flavor into the beverage. I mean, kind of like a pumpkin pie, right? You don't want your pumpkin pie tasting like sap and green grass. So, honestly, it is the most overpowering aroma that you get out of any of this. And it is, it's not the full-on green pumpkin, but it's just green pumpkin-y enough. It's like roast pumpkin and like raw pumpkin, I should say. Raw pumpkin, not green pumpkin. Mixed together. And there's just enough of it, and it's just strong enough that the whole thing comes crumbling down around me when I smell it. When I taste it, the actual flavor is pretty close to what I want. There's not a lot that you actually taste. Most of what you think is taste is actually smell. And that's what happens with this, is it feels great on the tongue, it tastes great on the tongue, but then as you swallow it, you get the retro nasal action, and then that green pumpkin thing kind of takes over. I don't know exactly what it is, I don't know exactly how it works, and that's why, part of the reason why I decided to make this video is I'd be interested to hear your guys' thoughts on two things. One, and obviously this is what everyone wants when something doesn't go their way. One is to figure out a way to fix this actual batch. So this actual batch is going to taste good. Number two is, if you can't fix this batch, what would you do differently if I made it again? And I do have a few ideas on this. But what I want to do first is get you guys to hit pause on this video, have a quick think about it, and drop your comments in the comment section down below. Partially because it's damn good for interaction, and that's great as a YouTuber. But two, the reason I'm saying that is I don't want, it'd be nice to hear your thoughts on the subject before I muddy the waters throwing my ideas out there. So comment section down below. Oh, and this is a great time to say a huge thank you to the Patreons. Thank you, Patreons. You're the reason I don't have to stress about things going pear-shaped. Well, to be honest, I guess everyone is the reason I get to do that, because my job isn't tied to, selling the stuff. It's tied to trying things and showing them on YouTube. Anyway, you guys are the main reason I get to do this, so thank you. Thank you so much, guys. All right. I guess my main thoughts on this is it's kind of like, it's like pumpkin with all the sugar taken out of it, maybe. Maybe that's kind of what it's like. When you think, the reason I say that is I don't know exactly how it works, but I guess to me, raw pumpkin is not sweet at all. It's just kind of starchy and sappy. And it's almost like when you roast it, it brings the sugars out, or it actually converts sugars. I don't know if there's a mechanism that actually creates more sugar when you roast pumpkin. Someone help me out here. I don't know. But imagine if you took roast pumpkin, even roast pumpkin, and took all the sweetness out of it. I feel like you'd be left with something pretty similar to this flavor, which isn't, very appealing in a lot of ways. I mean, actually, what if we just add sugar into it? Maybe this is one of those things, where you need to season a food. You have, whatever, a burger, and you don't season it, a burger patty, and it tastes like absolute arse. You season it with salt, and then it tastes amazing. Why didn't I think of this before? Maybe that's literally what this is. I've got simple syrup, but I don't think that's the way to go. Brown sugar, maybe? Molasses, I think, would be too overpowering. Golden syrup? Oh, dude, I put a bunch of maple syrup into this. Man, my mind really is mush tonight. Hold on, I've got maple syrup here somewhere. There we go. This assures me that it is 100% pure Canadian maple syrup. Not entirely sure if I believe that. Is there a way to get around that? I mean, it doesn't just taste like the sugar syrup shit. Anywho. That actually kind of worked. It's working on the nose. It's not nearly as bad. Okay, I need to pour this side by side. So I think another one of the problems is that nutmeg and that green, I gotta stop calling it green. Nutmeg and the raw pumpkin are two flavors that aren't similar, but it's almost like putting nutmeg on the green raw pumpkin makes it worse. Yeah, so why is it even working on the aroma? Why should it have any effect on the aroma? Man, whiskey is such an enigma sometimes. But I feel like it is working on the aroma. So I don't really get any of the roast pumpkin now on the aroma either. I just get spice and a much smaller amount of raw pumpkin, which is, I'll take that. The palate's definitely better as well. I think I could go more sugar. That's not nearly, you know, that's not sweet by any means. And this is, I mean, it's a novelty drink through and through, right? So, I mean, it doesn't have to be whiskey-like. That's just really muted the aroma down completely. And that's now too sweet for my liking. As a whiskey, but as a, you know, if we call it a liqueur, sure. Here's the other interesting thing that it's done. It's pushed the baking spices apart. So I can pick them out more easily, kind of coming out one after the other in the flavor, which is quite nice. There is pumpkin in there, which is erring much more towards the roast cooked pumpkin and less towards the green pumpkin. There's still a little bit there. But yeah, I'm starting to get that, like, the crispy bits around the edge of almost burnt, but not right on that beautiful Maillard reaction scale, which is the beauty in roast pumpkin to me. I don't know, man. I'm torn. Part of me just wants to dump a bunch of that straight in that bottle, but it's not really solving the problem. Perhaps it's a step in the right direction. Perhaps there's another flavor I can put in there to even it out, to gloss over the top of that green, raw pumpkin even more. But this has got to a point where I'd actually drink this. You know, I'd sit down and drink a glass of it. I wouldn't be reaching for it all the time, but I could happily get through, you know, a double shot of this, sitting and sipping it after dinner. This, I'd rather just tip it down the sink and get a beer. That's not saying it won't get better. It might get better. It may truly do that. We will have to wait and see. But I eagerly await your comments in the comments section. Oh, and by the way, guys, speaking of the brand and all of that earlier on, I've been very, very bad at reminding you guys that the merch exists. So if you are in the market for something for Christmas for yourself or someone else, feel free to hit the links in the description down below to pick up some. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy watching me have to eat my hat a little bit, hit the thumbs up. Like I said, if you've got some ideas on what I could possibly do to fix this batch up, or, you know, do it better next time, comment section. And if for some reason you're watching this and you don't know who I am and you'd like to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button. That'd be pretty choice. Anyway, guys, keep on chasing the craft, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.